Hello and welcome to Magical Marker, a game of Dungeons and Dragons and Drawings. We're a bunch of cartoonists and illustrators who won't just be playing the game, but doodling what happens along the way. Let's introduce our cast. Please introduce yourself, your character's name, your age, and your class. Let's start with Boya.
Hi, my name is Boya, and I'm playing a character named Bug. He is a bugbear warlock, and he's 12 years old.
All right, let's pass. Who are you going to pass it along to?
Let's do Matt.
All right. Hi, my name is Matt. I'm playing a Water Ganassi cleric named Swell. And yeah, he just really likes good vibes. Next, it'll be Priscilla.
Hey, I'm Priscilla. I'm playing Ysburiel, a half-elf bard of 17 years of age, who is quite highfalutin and a little bit snobby. And Caitlin.
I am Caitlin. I'm playing Zip, who is a drow fighter, and she is 16 years old and a bit of a dirtbag.
And I'm your Dungeon Mancer, Brian. I'm currently running the party's NPC companion, Sutran, a magically animated severed hand of a spellcaster from decades ago, who is searching for her other hand so she can magic herself back a body. The group of adolescent adventurers has been thrust together as they escaped an attack from a group of titanic enemies. Thanks to a teleport spell that went a bit wonky, they found themselves in the jungle on the other side of the planet of Haelon. After escaping a puzzling tomb of a very vain Minotaur king, the heroes traveled through the hazards of the rainforest, almost eaten by a carnivorous tree. But the kids prevailed and made their way to a maze-encircled town of Thornwall, where they'd been brought before the Minotaur elder, Thimorous Tree Talker. So I'm going to go into the art now. I'm going to show you a picture of that's what the town looks like. You guys remember from last week, there's a painting on the wall of Loondarial, the ghost tree, which is one of the gods, the god of nature in this world.
Sorry, go ahead.
And there's also some Minotaur skeletons that are in this village too. You can see that one's painted in bright colors and bright patterns. But you've been brought here before this woman, and her name is Thimorous Tree Talker. She sits on a rooftop garden as the sunset is beginning to bruise the sky purple. Around the group are a few other guards and some servant skeletons, one decorated with flowers and another with ceramic mosaic patterns. They present fresh cut fruit and water. Thimorous sits down opposite you on a stone cube and asks, "Now, can you explain to me why and how a group of children have wandered this far into the island? We don't often get visitors."
Well, I wish I could tell you exactly why we are here. Honestly, it is something of a puzzle to us as well. We were at the castle, the remote castle of Flag Five Wands, on the northern continent of, I don't actually remember the name of the continent.
The Tririme.
Of the Tririme. And then suddenly there was a hue and a cry and things were falling, and there was a portal that we got sent through. And then we found ourselves in some sort of crypt, the crypt of King Vivo, I believe, and made our way out. And then we came down to the shore and saw your fair city, and are really hoping for a rest and some answers ourselves.
Are you gifted?
Yes.
This much. All right.
Are we gifted?
Is that relevant? I mean,
That explains why a group of kids are being teleported to the other side of the world and crawling through crypts.
What is the general acknowledgement / status of gifted folks?
Different people have different feelings about them. So gifted is my world, for the listeners, is in Haelon, it's my way of dealing with why do some characters level up and some characters don't? Why doesn't the bartender learn how to cast a fireball spell? Because they've had lots of experience. So in this world, only certain characters, certain people are gifted and able to turn into human sword tornadoes or whatever a 20th level fighter might be. And so some people are, excited to see you and are like, oh yes, save me. I don't want to have to do it. And other people are resentful of it. Other people don't really care one way or the other. They find all over the place.
Okay.
Did our masters send us here? Is this all part of our training? Do you know Titus?
I don't know anybody named Titus now.
You know of the Titan Slayers?
No. I've heard of, I know that the Titans are the beasts that live under the ground here, all across Haelon, but I haven't heard of a group call themselves the Titan Slayers. We haven't
So
had
you have an elf of Edarin or I don't actually remember the names of all the other people of the other mentors, but assume
No.
I'm saying them.
We don't get visitors very often here. We're fairly remote. We had a young man through here about 1.5 years ago, and we have the bookworm that comes down, and every once in a while a trader from one of the nearby towns tries to sell us something or buy something from us, but words of the Titan Slayers and people like that, they don't generally come here. The word does not make its way this far into the island.
Well, if there's a port somewhere where we could get a boat, I'm from Devil Breeze Island, so maybe if I can get back there, I can find my master. And
if you follow the river, you'll eventually make your way to a port. Perhaps you can get a boat from there. There's a lot of different directions you can travel from here. Depends on what you're looking for. If you're just looking to get home, then you can follow the river, and the next town north of here, that one's Thunder Root. They're mostly a mining and dyeing village. Not dying like they're dead, but using the plants that grow here to dye fabrics to sell in other places. And if you travel west, you'll get to Phantom Wall, which is a very strange city, guarded by ghosts, but there are a lot of people there who have magical powers that can see things beyond what I can usually see. You might get some answers there. Or you could just, if you're gifted, I'm sure wandering around here, you'll find something of interest. You already were in a crypt. Whose crypt was it?
King Mibble? Is that name familiar to you?
He was born in this village hundreds of years ago. But I did not know he was buried here. He moved to the Glass Dominion and lived there and reigned over a small section of the Glass Dominion for a while.
What is the name of this fair village again?
So what's the name of this what?
Yeah, this village?
Thornwall.
Right.
Hmm.
So what would you say is the biggest and most exciting city or settlement anywhere nearby?
Oh, depends on what sort of excitement you're looking for.
Well,
there's a treetop Tabaxi village. There's
That sounds like fun.
There are, hidden ruins if you want to go exploring those types of places. There's a village of halflings that have moved here. A sort of nest-like village of Aarakocra. There's places that are mainly for business. A lot of them like refining sugar cane and making it into rum.
The Aarakocra village. And I'll turn to my compatriots and say, Osprey, she might have gone back there. Sometimes she likes to go home after meetings and stuff. So we could maybe try find her there.
Well, what do you say is the place that has the highest culture and most beauty?
I think this place is probably the most beautiful. Just look at how we decorate our skeletons.
No, it is very charming. I will give you that.
But if you want the most people, you want to go to one of the major port cities like Rum Rumble or Long Dock or Fairsail. If you want to head to the cold areas, you go south to Iceport.
And the castle was in the south, right? Or was it?
No, the castle was very far north if you're like,
Okay.
and just to, I don't know if Swell was thinking this, like Swell might have just been like caught up in the moment, but if she was to fly here, it would take her like weeks.
Oh, okay.
Like it's the equivalent of going from, like Norway to Brazil.
Okay. So yeah, and Osprey doesn't have any magic that could get her there real quick either. So
Well, I don't know if she's a high enough level cleric to be able to cast some sort of teleporting. Like I don't know 9th level cleric spells is what I'm saying. I don't know what level she is.
She's only 9th level?
I don't know. She might. No, 9th level spells. That's like 20th level or 18th level, right?
Oh.
It's 50.
Oh, you're right. Sorry.
Dungeons and Dragons does that weird thing where it uses level to mean both how high your character is in advancement, but also how high a spell is, and the two are not correlated.
I think teleportation circle is a 5th level spell, which I believe
Okay.
clerics get access to, but I'm not sure about that.
That's not the first time I've got that confused, by the way.
Yeah.
I've played D&D for a while, and that's, yeah.
Kind of wish that they would have chosen a different nomenclature, but yeah.
We can choose different nomenclature. We can do our own thing. Instead of level spells, we're going to call them tier.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sure.
So wait, is she your master?
Yeah, she's my tutor.
Do you think she would just go home without you?
Well, would your master go home without you?
Titus would go home without me. The point of these trials is always just to find my way home. So I'm assuming it's the same thing now.
But are we supposed to go home, or should we go and
Yeah, or should we go
to the
back
castle?
to the castle?
And any of you do magic. You wear a symbol of one of the gods, do you not, Swell?
Yeah, and I'll say I can do some things, but I'm still learning.
Can you message them?
Um,
Could they message you? And if they haven't, why haven't they?
How can we call them?
I can't message. I don't think. Maybe I can. I just haven't chosen it.
It's just true. Haelon could message us if she was of a mind. Although perhaps not in the same day.
I'm really worried now that this isn't a trial and this is real.
Yeah, they might be. I mean, they might be in danger.
It's probably just a trial that Titus set up. You know, he knew that I was going to be with you and that I'd be able to help you. And I'm telling you, the trials are always just to get back home. So, you know, if we just get to the port town and find a boat that'll take us back to Devil Breeze Island, you know, you can meet my sister. She's really cool.
Reminder, your sister is also on a quest doing something else that you don't know about. That quest might be to get back home again, but
Yeah.
you're not sure.
Well, she'll probably be back by now. She's been gone for a while.
Okay, there's an easy way to find out this. Whoever has their home the closest to this island, we should go to their home first. And if their master is not at home, then we know that they're in danger.
Well, I travel all over the archipelago with Osprey. We kind of just visit all the different religious sites and pray. So my home is kind of like here. It's anywhere really that there's a temple, but I think the closest place is Zips.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
We
you
can
guys
go to
can come
your
to my island. It's pretty cool. Well, I mean, it's really hot, but it's also pretty
Okay.
cool.
I didn't even pack my swimming socks. The terrible.
Actually, I'll ask the priest. Where's the temple for Sunda in relation to here? Is it far? I'm not sure exactly where we are in the archipelago. I don't think I've ever been to this island.
There are many temples to Sundar. I don't know which one you're asking about. We have one here. It's not much of a temple, more of a
What's the main temple that
large room.
I would have been staying at?
I think I put it in your back history, and I can call that up if you'd like.
I was just reading through it. I was trying to find it. Watch us read a character's backstory in real time.
You can just say you mentioned the name.
High
Of it.
entertainment.
Yes. Sapphire Island, an island with a large freshwater lagoon. There's a couple.
I don't know these places.
Oh.
I don't know Devil's Breeze. I don't know Sapphire Island. I just know the very close places to here.
And
I suppose then we should probably go to either a major city or your home island then, Zip. If we can find some more answers about whatever is going on.
Yeah, well, if Titus is there, then, he can call your masters and get them to come and get you, or however you usually do your training. I don't know.
I have a feeling that he's not going to be there, but...
So you're
Why
searching
wouldn't
for...
he be there? That's ridiculous.
What sort of
Why
answers are
cynical for so young?
What sort of answers are you searching for? If you had one question to ask, what would you ask?
Where is Sutran's other... Oh, okay, never mind. I was going to say, where is Sutran's other hand?
Yeah, that's the question you would ask? Okay.
Wait, I don't know.
Sutran crawls up
Yeah.
on your shoulder and gives you a thumbs up. And Themerus gives it a kind of a strange look and goes, "Oh, this is an unusual companion."
Yeah.
Well, sometimes I can see into the night sky, and I can see where Loondarial's branches reach up into the heavens, and I can have visions. I don't know if I will see anything, but I can ask one question and see what I get as a response. The four of you figure out what it is, and you let me know.
Well, is that the most pertinent question we should ask?
Okay, maybe not.
She gets up and walks away to the back of the sort of rooftop area, and has gone over to a pitcher and is pouring herself a drink of it's like a big jug of water that has like fruit slices in it. And this doodle I did earlier while we were waiting for the stream to start is the one of the mosaic Minotaurs serving fruit. That I don't know. Is anybody engaging with that?
I would say, hello, sir, ma'am. How do you like being dead?
There's no answer.
I'll take some of the fruit and munch on it.
All right.
Yeah, I've definitely been helping myself to the fruit while not talking. I should probably have a fruit in the hand.
It is delicious.
Is it fruit that I've had before?
Yeah, there's totally fruits that you've had before. There's one that you don't know, but all the rest of it is very familiar to you.
Okay.
I'm trying to eat neatly, but being also an adolescent boy and who has had a lot of hard work, not really succeeding. Just there's just juice everywhere and it's getting all sticky.
I'll ask the priestess again. Do you mind if we stay here the night and head off in the morning? Would that be okay?
Sure. I'll find a spare space for you. It will not be particularly comfortable, but perhaps nicer than being out in the forest.
Yes.
I would say so, yes. Do you have any paths or anything at the salt?
Well, you're welcome to bathe in the river.
Better than nothing, I suppose. If we come up with a question that we wish to ask, where can we find you?
I'll be right here until... Get your question to me by the time the sun has gone down.
We will do. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Is it any question? Are there any rules that will help increase our chance of getting answered?
I find that Loondarial answers questions that are important to Loondarial. And you ask a question like, where did I leave my hairbrush? You're less likely to get an answer than, how can I make up for some wrong that I did? Or where will I find perhaps the tomb of King Nevo? I
Well,
don't
we
know
know
if I'll
that
get
probably.
a solid answer, but sometimes I'll get hints, clues, visions, images.
What sort of thing does Loondarial worry about then?
Loondarial is the spirit of nature. Plants that feed animals. So, the natural world, earth and stone.
Okay, Brian, can you remind me, the Titans, are they elemental in nature?
Not specifically, no. So there was one that was a phoenix that your masters had killed. There was one that was crystals, like a giant crystalline monster, and there's another one that was like a giant kraken.
Okay.
But there have been other ones that you maybe have heard of that, are of other visuals, but they aren't necessarily a specific element.
So they're mostly just large entities that...
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Have they always been menacing and rampaging?
Your masters have told you that they, for as long as you have history here on Haelon, you have cave drawings of these giant monsters, and it seems that it is becoming more frequent between the times that people cite these things. These things wake up. Perhaps more people are digging underground and exploring what's down there.
Mm-hmm.
Or perhaps there's something going on in the center of the earth that's disturbing them. You don't know. I've heard different sort of theories.
Then maybe we should ask if we ask if our masters have been attacked, then that won't be... It's a difficult question.
Indeed. Perhaps were we sent here because of a danger that our masters are facing? Or is there, maybe we just ask the open-ended, is there a reason what is the reason we were sent here?
Is it more like yes, no, or is it like kind of vague-ish?
She had described it as being images, usually.
Okay.
Hints and clues.
Like maybe where should we go next?
Yeah, maybe where we should go. I think that's a good question.
Because
that's easy to be shown with images.
So, perhaps. It sounds agreeable to me.
Or what about Sutran's hand? So she can be a full person.
That's true.
I mean, I already know where I need to go.
I think we should look that for ourselves first before we try to help Sutran. No, she's a very nice hand. Don't get me wrong. But hold people first before disembodied hands.
I mean, our intention is to get her other hand back. That's like, we're not going to do that. We're definitely going to do that.
Of course, yes.
But I mean,
well, maybe she can help us.
Yeah.
When she has her magic.
Or maybe when we figure out where we should go or what we should do next, then we can help her.
How was the priest's reaction to us when she found out we were gifted?
Do an insight check.
Okay. I know it's like pretty late, but I think it's important. 13.
All I'd say is that it didn't seem to have a strong reaction, positive or negative, that she put out there.
Okay.
So she wasn't like, oh my goodness, finally our saviors, or, oh, you guys get out of my village. So either she has a very neutral reaction, or she's playing it close to her chest.
We'd certainly appreciate the offer of hospitality. And do you have any earlobes here as well? Zip has earlobes.
What?
Earlobes. Any healers?
I
Zip
do.
has had some unfortunate encounters with some of the local wildlife.
I do healing sometimes. What sort of healing do you need?
I just point out like all the welts on Zip's legs and like the torn off skin on her hands, and she's looking very raggedy.
These are fine, if you can, but otherwise, it doesn't matter.
Okay, I think I have something for that.
If it's a problem, I can do it tomorrow. Like that's something I can. If you can wait, or you need to save your magic or anything. But
I have an ointment for flame flowers that will ease the pain. It won't instantly heal it like the way your magic would, but
okay, there was definitely a sigh there. It's definitely like a heavy your magic. Okay.
From what I understand about you gifted, you simply have a night's sleep and you'll feel all better in the morning.
Does it hurt, Zip? Do you need it?
I need you to heal it, if that's
No.
what you're asking.
No, does it hurt? Do you need the pain taken away? Because that's not something I can help with right now.
I mean, if they have an ointment for it, then I'll take that. But, it doesn't really hurt that bad.
You can just rub some spit on it. Pretty sure that would solve everything.
Please don't spit on it again.
So common.
Sutran flicks you in the head. She gives you one of those when you say you should just spit on it.
Please me?
Yeah, gives you a little flick.
Oh. Sutran. Why? Alright, should we figure out what we want to ask?
Well, I am for asking where to go next.
Where to go next? Okay.
Well, you can ask that, but I don't know if
If it is something that she would care about.
I mean, I guess what I'm going to say is you should have something to say. Where do we go next if we want to?
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So where do we go next if we want to find our masters? Where do we go next if we want to escape the island? Where do we want to go next if?
Well, we know we go to the port next. Like, I think that's definitely where we got to go.
There might be a faster way if you want to look for a magic way.
How about where do we go next if we want to find out what is happening with our masters?
Yeah. That's a good. I like that.
Because it could mean that we simply go to our Zip's home, or it could mean that we go.
Or does the because the god, what is her name? Or the gods, Loondarial, cares about nature, animals. We could ask, where is my master's griffin? So then the god is more likely, Loondarial would more likely answer it, and then we can go find the griffin and find the master.
I mean, griffins move, so even if it's here, there's no telling that it would still be there when we get there.
We can ask the griffin to bring us to the master.
I think.
Too much of a long shot?
Ysburiel just shakes his head. He's like,
okay, but I'm down for where to go next to find our master, I guess.
Okay. I think that's a good one to go with.
Yes.
I think to figure out what is happening with our masters, as that's a slightly different
okay,
question
I
than
see.
where to find them.
I see. What?
But perhaps the answers may be somewhere that they are not, and if we can show up and we have some answers for them, that would be a plus in our book.
Yeah. Okay. So we should word it. Where should we go if we want to find out what's happening with our masters?
And if they are doing something very dangerous, then perhaps we don't want to go back to where they are anyway. So
We just go home.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's fine. Should we say a specific master? Because is that too general?
I think, unless there was a pressing reason to mention only one, hopefully our masters would all still be together.
Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and ask that.
Okay.
We're all in agreement then.
Yes.
Mhm.
Or I don't know, Zip. What do you think?
I don't know. Ask whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Very well. I will ask that when the sun sets. You may go to your rooms, have a rest.
Can I go with her to get the balm for my hands and stuff?
Sure. She goes and gets a container, like sort of, a jar about that size. She pops it off, and it's foul-smelling stuff. But she puts it on your legs where you had the flame tongue rub up against you, and it's cold and soothing.
Are the others there as well while I'm being treated?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think she's pulled you aside.
I'm gonna just like shed some little tears and be like,
And then she
Baby.
takes a book out, and she opens the book, and in between the pages of the book are leaves that she's put in there. She takes the leaf, and she takes your hand, and she pushes your hand into the leaf, and there's a lot of relief there as well, that the skin feels much better,
okay.
and it doesn't feel as burned and as painful, but it doesn't feel cold the way the other stuff did.
After she's done administering, I'm gonna say, excuse me, ma'am. Thank you for your help. I was wondering, is there anywhere in town where I could get new boots? My boots got kind of torn up in the jungle. I don't
No.
know if Minotaurs like wear boots.
You Minotaurs have hooves.
Right.
You look down and you can see that. She's like, no, we don't have any boots here, I'm afraid.
Is there anything I can use to mend these ones? Maybe like some kind of leather or I'm sorry, is that offensive?
No more than me using a chimpanzee to stitch something would be. Well, you're welcome to. I mean, I can find somebody who will get you. Somebody who might be able to repair it. It may cost you a bit of something in trade. We don't deal with a lot of gold here, but
Well,
you have
I can
items to
work.
trade.
You know, I'm used to working for things, so I can do a lot of things. I can lift. I'm pretty strong.
Yes, well, we've got strong taken care of. And she says, go to your room and I'll have somebody come by later.
Thank you.
And you're escorted by a large Minotaur. There were 2 Minotaur guards up there. One of them escorted the other 3, Foxy and Sutran, back to the room, and one is walking with you now. And the rooms that you're brought to, everything is very rectangular. It's very right angular aesthetic. and there are beds that you can lie down on that have pillows on top of them that are almost like a cushion you would have on a chair. And they all have decorations on them, like they're nicely printed, screen printed things, or not screen printed, but they've taken maybe like when you take a potato and you put a pattern on it with some ink and put that over several times. Except for they probably didn't have a potato, they had some other sort of root vegetable, like maybe a sweet potato or something.
Is one of the guards still there? One of the Minotaur skeleton guards?
The Minotaur skeletons aren't the guards, they're more the servants. But there's the guard who has escorted you. If you have a question before they leave, you can ask them something.
If I wanted to pray at the temple to Sunda, I saw the symbol on the side. How would I get there?
When Ankh comes back, I'll have her take you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna be sitting outside your door for the night.
Okay.
We have guards, of course. We are visitors. And where is a more private section of the river that I might bathe in?
And you can pick where you want.
Very well. I shall do so.
Because you're covered in something bad, aren't you? What was it? What happened?
I mean, I fell into the river and we've been bushwhacking for a while, so I'm sure there's something.
Are we all sharing a room?
You're sharing, you're all sharing a room. There's like curtains between some of the sleeping areas. So you can have some privacy if you want to change or something like that, but it's one big room. There's windows that have curtains over them, but there's no window panes. It's like, there's a breeze coming through. It's very dark. The sky is like the stars are all starting to pop out by this time of day. Ysburiel finds a place that's a little more hidden to have your cleanup.
And I remove my clothes and I've summoned the servant at some point and just have him wash my clothes.
Okay.
Basic rehabilitation of appearance stuff.
Sure. And Swell eventually, Ankh comes back and tells Stonk that they'll take you where you need to go. So Ankh takes you to another section of it's one of the highest rooftops. Has the like an arched area, as if like that's probably where the priest would stand when they were doing their summoning their storm or calming their storms or whatever.
Okay. Does it look like it gets much use?
It's hard to tell. I mean, it's as cared for as anything else up here. Like all of these places, I don't know if you can tell from the picture, sort of have like hanging plants that come down the sides or have trees on the tops of the buildings. There's lots of gardens everywhere, and all the gardens seem fairly well cared for. Whether that means, people pray here a lot or just take care of everything, you don't know.
Is there some kind of text there already, or I would have brought my things with me, my priest's pack with my candles and all that sort of thing. But is there some kind of text there already?
No, there isn't.
All right, then I'll perform a short, not short ceremony, but I'll just give thanks to Sunder and the rain and the wind and the thunder, and ask him for the what's the word? The
ice cream.
The strength to find my way through these hard times, these troubles, and pray for calm seas.
You feel like there's a breeze on your face, but there's no other answer.
Nice. Cool. I don't think I have any actual trickery stuff that I can do. Oh no, no guidance. Yeah, there's not much I can do. But yeah, then I'll go back.
Ooh.
And around that time, another Minotaur shows up, and they've got a box with them in a backpack, and they're help Zip repair their boots. There's somebody in there, and it's like, I'll help you repair your boots, but you have to give me something in return. Have you got some sort of bauble, something pretty, something I can decorate one of the skeletons with?
What do I have? Did I pick up?
Didn't we have that mirror from the...
Oh yeah, did I have the mirror?
I don't know who took it though.
Zipped it for sure.
Yeah. I'll give him the mirror.
Wait, are you sure you want to give the mirror from the tomb? Is that the King Meebo's mirror?
Yeah.
What else am I going to do with it?
Maybe it's important.
Look at yourself.
Because we haven't really found anything else. Like, we haven't done much.
You did an Arcana check and discovered it was magical.
Yeah.
But you would have to...
Oh, right. Okay.
You'd have to spend an hour with it in order to figure out what it does. But nobody's done that.
Right.
I
Oh.
did not actually remember that.
Well,
I probably would have liked to then recall.
I mumble in my sleep. Don't give up the mirror.
We literally have nothing else, do we? There's nothing else we can...
I've got stuff in Boxy.
Yeah, there's all sorts of things in Boxy. And I don't know if, like, Boya has a list of things that are in Boxy, but I also...
You go ahead and rummage through.
Okay. I'll call Boxy over. I'll be like, Boxy, come here, Boxy.
Boxy comes over.
And I'll just like stick my hand in and rummage around and whatever.
You try
I
to
pull
stick
out.
your hand in and like, boop, just up pops a bunch of bells, like the type of things you would find on jesters' caps.
Okay.
It's like 6 of them on a ring.
Okay. And I'll give that to the Minotaur.
All right.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
This is not as good as a magic mirror, but I suppose I'm not going to be giving you magic boots. I'll do my best with these.
Would you give me magic boots?
No, I'm not one of the gifted.
Okay.
I will. I'll have these for you in the morning. They'll be outside your door.
Thank you, sir.
Any more business before you guys go to sleep?
If I would probably like to spend some time with the mirror. Mostly start off with checking myself out and then figuring out what it does.
All right. I have never done this before, but I have created an item in D&D Beyond. So I don't know if you add it, if it's going to show up for you or not.
I think I have homebrew. Oh, if you add it to my stuff for me, then
So
it'll show
I
up.
go and add it to your stuff?
Yes.
All right. Let's see here.
And I do have homebrew content available, so I think you might have to add it for me. Because it would have to be public for me to see it otherwise. I'm not totally sure about this. If not, then you can just tell me what it is and we'll figure it out later.
While I'm looking that up, you guys, is there anything else you want to do before bed? Anything? What's going through your character's head? This is the first night you guys have been away from your homes, really. You should have been asleep like 6 hours ago, but because of the time difference, you've been, bushwhacking your way through a jungle to a safe place. You're not sure if you're on a real test or a fake one. Like, give me like an emotional update at where your character's at.
I think that Zip has convinced herself that she's on a trial, like one of the normal trials that Titus would send her on, and she won't hear any other explanation for what's going on because to believe that Titus is somehow in danger is like unthinkable.
Okay. Popcorn it over to someone else.
I can say for Bug, he is quite overwhelmed. He's never seen all these new environments and trees and plants and people, so he's just extremely exhausted, and he doesn't know what to think. He's just like following these group of these like 3 other older teenagers tagging along, and part of him thinks it's fun. He's already forgotten about his master.
Who are you gonna popcorn it over to?
Priscilla. What about you?
So Ysburiel is partly excited, but at the moment kind of too tired to actually think about anything. He's still in the back of his mind, or at least holding on to the idea that this is just some really weird, funky test. But there's like a little seed of doubt in the back of his mind that he's trying not to think about too hard. Normally, if he was in a new place, he would have tried to slip out and like take a wander around and look and see, maybe try to impress some people or get in contact, just like talk to people, but he's too tired right now. It's been a lot. It's just a lot, you know?
That leaves Matt.
Yeah, so Swell is convinced that this is no longer, it's not a test. Something's gone wrong, and they're not where they're supposed to be, and something's happening. Whether it is the Titans coming back or something else, well, he's not sure, but it's very much bad vibes coming from his brain.
Okay. Priscilla, I think I've added it to your equipment now if you want to look at it. Is anybody not going to sleep right the minute? Like, are you just like hitting the pillow and everybody's out? Is anybody like, you want to stay up and, write in a journal or listen to music or read a book or anything before you go to bed?
Not me.
Nah,
I've already fallen asleep.
Tired. Yeah.
But can I wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom?
Okay, possibly. Matt, I didn't hear an answer from you about your...
Yeah, I'm probably going to stay up for a little while and draw and sketch in my diary.
Okay. So after a while, Swell's been sitting there drawing, and you hear a noise coming from outside of your window.
All of us, or just
You're the only one who's
sorry.
awake.
There's a noise coming from the window. Can I see what it is from where I am?
No, it's like somewhere, like you can hear noises like outside the window.
All right, I'll close my book and kind of walk over to the window to look out.
On your way over, popping into the window is a Minotaur. And
really?
they roll into the room like, "Oh, hey, hi."
What? Who are you?
Oh, my name's Skorg. I really wanted to speak to you guys. They told me I shouldn't come in here. I saw you guys come into town, and I just had to come and say hi.
Okay.
I don't get to meet a lot of people from outside of town. I want to know what it's like.
Well, yeah, it's cool. Real cool. Sorry, Skorg, you said?
Yeah.
I'm gonna start. I'm gonna, the way I'm picturing it is I'm kind of backing up away from him a little bit. This stranger has just rolled into our window. I'm gonna.
It's a female.
Oh, female. Sorry. I'm gonna kick the closest person awake. Just like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Like, there's lots of stuff to do and see, and there's boats, and I'm just like kick, and whoever's like right next to me.
Well, because you and Zip are having some wonderful chemistry, I'm gonna say the person you kick awake is Zip.
Okay.
Huh? What the the hell, man?
Yeah, man. Like it's cool. Like there's boats, and you can like take a boat over the sea, and there's like, wow, yeah. That's a big question. And I'll be like, oh, hey Zip, you're awake. Hey, your friend Skorg.
Hey,
Why is he here?
She.
I snuck in because I wanted to talk to you guys.
Why?
Because I want to know what it's like not being in this city.
Well, why don't you just leave then? And
I
leave
don't-
us alone so that we can sleep.
I thought maybe, we could trade music, trade stories.
I mean, yeah. Will you get in trouble if you're found in here? Because like there's a guard right outside the door.
Yeah, I probably will. That's why I'm trying to talk real quiet.
Oh, okay. All right. Is the door's closed, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And it's a stone door. Everything here is made out of stone. Or a lot of the stuff is made out of stone here.
Are you not? Are you not allowed to leave?
I mean, I'm allowed to leave, but it's pretty dangerous to go on my own.
Oh.
Only like 14.
Oh.
Yeah,
I
well, I was
saw
like
some other-
12 when I first left my village, so, it's not that bad. Maybe you're just, too scared.
Maybe I live in a scarier place than you did.
I highly doubt that.
Well, I see you already met some flame flowers.
Yeah, well, we don't have those on my island. We have way worse flowers.
Okay. Tell me about them. I'd love to hear.
Well,
we don't.
we have the devil's breath flower, which like breathes fire, like actual fire, not like whatever this is.
Whoa, cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And we have this fruit. It's not really a fruit. It's like an animal that looks like a fruit. And if you try and pick it, it will like bite you.
All right.
It's called a mimic fruit.
Are you telling the truth or lying?
I'm telling the truth. I'm
Okay.
like getting into the fact that this person is responding to, is like telling me that this stuff is cool.
Okay. So then, I'm not going to make you role play out the whole thing, but like, she will continue to listen to your stories about your growing up and what's going on outside for as long as you guys want to keep talking. Do you guys stay up a little bit later?
Yeah, I guess. I'll stay up and chat for a little while.
Yeah, I'll stay up as long as she's there.
Okay. And she's got one of those music players and is asking like, I hardly ever get any music. Can you trade with me?
Oh yeah. Have you ever heard of the Smash Brothers?
No.
They're really cool. They make rock music, like they make music with rocks and.
She has mostly just music that's come from this village, and some of it's nice, but not necessarily your cup of tea. But she also has some really more modern music. She says that she got it from this guy that had come to town a while ago, and they traded music there. And there's a particular bard that she's become like her favorite. His name's Smooth Sayer, and she's like, you want me to put some of the tracks on your thing?
I guess so. It doesn't really sound like the kind of thing that I like, but sure, why not? I'll give it a try.
All right. And after a while, you guys have shared your information. Is there anything you want to ask her before she ducks out? Before you kick her out?
Why would you leave if you could? Like, are you just worried about like the things in the forest around you?
Yeah.
I mean, we're leaving tomorrow, if you want, but like, that's pretty soon.
I'll probably get in trouble if I do, but
But
It
then
might
you
be
won't see the
fun.
world.
let me sleep on it.
All right. I mean, Yeah, cool.
Do you want her to come with you, Swell?
I mean, I want her to live her life. I'll probably say that. Be like, you shouldn't let like people stop you like doing the things that you want to do. If there's something you want to do, you do it as long as it's not hurting anyone else. Unless those people are hurting other people, then you have to hurt them to make them stop. Then like that's okay. But don't like go out of your way to hurt people.
Do you want to make a persuasion check to
No.
try and encourage her to get over her fear?
All right.
Or do you not care enough? Or you're just like, whatever.
No, I'll give it a persuasion check. I'm just, I think it's the nomadic life that I've been leading. It's just like, being stuck in one place forever seems really boring. All right. I believe that is an 8.
8. All right. I'll think it over.
All right.
She pops out the window when you guys are just like so tired you just can't really talk anymore. And she slips out, and you guys are able to get some sleep.
Cool.
So in the middle of the night, Bug gets up, has to go to the bathroom, just like you wanted.
Yeah.
There's a
Do I see anything?
bedpans, or those types of things. I don't know
The
what,
what?
like a bedpan, or what do you call a spittoon that's not for spitting in? I don't remember.
What are they called?
Chamber pot?
Yeah.
Chamber
Chamber
pots. That's it. Chamber pots.
Oh, I was thinking of going outside, but it's okay. Can use that.
You want to try and go outside? You can.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I wander outside, get some fresh air, go to the bathroom.
Okay, you open the door and Stonk is out there, and Stonk and Onk are both out there.
Stonks.
Do
Wait,
you want
who
to-
are they?
They're the 2 Minotaurs.
The
Guards.
guards?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, why are they outside?
They said they were going to keep an eye on you tonight.
Oh,
They're,
stay up all night?
it's in the middle of the night, though, so there's a chance they're asleep. So give me a stealth check to see whether you're quiet enough.
Stealth. I got a 14.
14. All right, you are able to get the stone door open and slide past them while they're snoozing on the job.
Oh, okay.
So you can sneak around the town if you want.
Yeah, I'm gonna. How far am I next to the town? Like, am I part of the town?
So my description that I gave last week, I'll refresh your memory, is that this place is a bunch of connected cubes and rectangles and things, where it ends up being like a maze, so that you go into one building and then their upstairs would be over top of another door's entry, and then there might be a rooftop garden on top of that that's not theirs but the other person's next door, and so it's kind of a maze to get around.
Okay. Wait, so the outside you can't get around from the outside?
You could try to get to the outside. Just give me an intelligence check to try and find your way out. So.
Oh, okay. Wait, so
Not
I
gonna
went
be-
outside. I went out the door and still inside.
Yes,
Oh,
you're
okay.
in
I
a
see.
hallway
Oh,
in a
thank you.
complex.
Okay, then in that case, I want to see. I'm like wondering and see. I want to see who is next door.
All right.
Or no, maybe I shouldn't see. It's middle of the night. You know what? I will see if I can get outside. Actually, I don't want to be rude. My instinct is to go outside and pee. I got a 15.
15? Yeah, you know exactly how to get back. It's not super hard, and you're not that tired, so I guess you're alert enough that you can find your way back. The night air is actually fairly cool. There are all sorts of plants all over the place that are close to the building, like little gardens. You could pee into the bushes. You feel it would be fairly private if you went around a couple of corners. You find a nice little place that you think maybe nobody can see you from.
Yeah, I do that,
All right.
and I pee in the bushes.
You peed in the bushes. There's no sense of there being any sort of nightlife or something you're missing out on. There isn't like, a candlelit, secret meeting or, loud song and dance from a certain area of town. There's There doesn't seem to be anything really vibrant happening at nighttime here.
Okay, well then I go home. I go back to the room then.
All right.
Yeah.
So then Ysburiel is going to be the first one awake
Mm-hmm.
in the
Makes
morning.
sense.
Anything you want to do before everyone else is awake? Draw mustaches on people, or
I might take a rifle through what everyone else is carrying just to see if they have anything interesting.
does that include Boxy?
Yes.
Boxy's asleep and closed.
Really? Boxy sleeps?
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm not totally
Oh my God.
sure how if opening Boxy would wake him up, but
Are you going to
He's
try?
got a sleeping mask on. Eye mask.
I think after giving it a bit of thought, I won't, and I'll look through other people's stuff first.
Does anybody have anything that would be interesting for Ysburiel to find? I guess you'd find Swell's book of drawing and journal writing.
What's in the book? Do you
lot.
read his journal?
I will shamelessly flip through it.
You see one of the latest drawings is a picture of Ysburiel, but like they've got like a giant head and they're just like singing like ah. Otherwise, it's basically just like we're in this crazy weird city of Minotaurs, and I think our masters might be dead.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah, but also
That's so depressing.
yeah. But you flip back a few, and there's like pictures of like people surfing and like drawings of starfish and happier things. And you find a picture of a bird person. Would everyone have met each other's masters?
Yeah.
Okay, so you see Osprey rendered in charcoal.
It's possible that you didn't. Like if you went down first, then the other people may not have seen them come in. But there was a painting of all of the masters that was on the wall, so they would have at least known visually what they looked like. It was a fairly realistic portrait.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so you'd see that.
Oh. I'm just kind of flip through and I sniff quietly at the image, but otherwise go kind of begrudgingly mutter. It's not a bad outfit, but it's very bad observation of a character.
I mean, you see pictures of everyone else there too.
Yeah.
But that's the one you focus.
I'm immediately drawn to. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm not actually trying to take anything. I'm just sort of looking through things. So.
Is there anything in Zip's pack that might interest Ysburiel, do you think?
Probably not. The only personal effects that I have are the necklace that I'm wearing and my music device.
In that case, then once I basically go through two people's stuff, then I sort of look out the window. I peer out through the crack of the door and see if the guards are still there.
Guards are there. They're awake.
Okay. I'm going to go out the window then. I've put on everything and I'm fully dressed.
Okay. They when you open the door to check, they go, "Good morning."
Oh, I wouldn't have opened the door. I was trying to look through under the wind, if there's a keyhole or if there's under.
No, there wasn't. It's a stone slab basically.
Okay. Yeah,
It's very unusual. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say I would have opened the door then. Yeah, in that case.
The stone slab is very unusual compared to the other doors you've seen here, which are basically curtains. It's almost like this is more of they wanted to keep you in here. Room.
They don't trust us.
There are no bars on the wall on the windows, so if you go, what are you trying to do now?
I'm just gonna sneak out the window
Okay.
and have a wander around.
All right.
Stealthily.
Give me a strength check to get out or an acrobatics check to get out, whichever you prefer.
Okay. Definitely athletics. 9.
9. So you sort of hang drop down. You're on like the second story, and
Mm-hmm.
you have an awkward landing,
Mm-hmm.
and you're fine, but you made some noise, and you can see that there's a couple of Minotaurs out tending gardens, and they look over to you.
Straighten up, brush myself off, give a cheery hello, and then wander off as if nothing happened.
Okay.
Nobody saw that. I kind of abandoned the idea of being stealthy now, since it seems like everybody saw me leave.
Did you attune to the mirror?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever.
And did you use it in the morning?
Probably.
Okay.
It's just, rise up and just admire himself, get ready for the day, and start feeling really good about himself.
All right. What are you looking for in the town?
Nothing specifically, more just trying to get a general vibe check, basically. Seeing what it's like, if there's basically what is their attitude toward this stranger coming around. I'm a little bit curious about the one visitor that they had earlier too, so I might ask about that. I'm just gonna stop and chat to whoever seems open to chatting.
I don't know if you knew about the visitor.
She mentioned it. She was like, "We don't get a lot of visitors here." There was like one
that
man
visitor.
who came.
I thought you meant the one that happened in the middle of the night.
Oh no.
What?
Okay.
What? Oh, that. Okay. Never.
So, yeah, you are able to. People say hello and nod their heads, but they don't start a conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start a conversation with them, they will engage you.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just go up and strike up conversations.
Okay. Do you want to role play something out, or do you want to do a roll?
I'll just do a quick roll. I don't want to take too much time with this.
Okay. What skill are you using to get your information?
Probably just persuasion. I'm not like trying to lie or anything. I just am digging a little bit and being charming.
Sure.
So 19.
19. And are you looking for information on the visitor that was unnamed or the bookworm?
Sorry, what?
There was 2 visitors. One you didn't get the name of or any description of, and another one was called the bookworm.
Ooh, okay. I don't.
Are you trying to get information on both then?
I'd only remember hearing about the one who had come like a month earlier. I don't know which one that was.
There was one that had come like a year and a half ago, and there was another one that says, and the bookworm comes every once in a while.
Oh, okay. I think the year and a half ago one then.
Okay. So they describe him as being a weird fellow, although you're not surprised, really, because when you talk to somebody who's from a closed-knit community, they'll probably describe a lot of people as weird. He had orange hair and orange eyes. His name was Levick, and he said that he was coming looking for something that he knew was hidden around here, and so he used this sort of as a base of operations for a little while. Like, he would go off into the jungle and come back and rest here at night, and then go out the next day, and then one day he just didn't come back. So he either died or found what he was looking for.
And nobody knew what he was looking for.
Nobody that you speak to knew what he was looking for.
Okay. And the bookworm? I might go ahead.
The bookworm is somebody who comes to town every once in a while looking for books, and will trade gold for books. And just they're an elf. They've got long red hair. They say that they remind you of, like, they make a connection just like you.
Well, not every elf is as handsome as I am, but I suppose I can understand the mistake.
She's a very fine-looking elf, as far as I can tell.
Okay.
I don't understand those features.
Does she have a regular schedule? Is she due back anytime soon?
No, There are some people in town that keep a journal of their lives and write things down, just so that when they come back, they'll have something. She'll take just about any type of book, even if it's not professionally well written by somebody who's a wonderful author. She'll still enjoy getting the tome in her hands.
Interesting. Oh, thank you very much for your time. It was lovely meeting you. I'll walk away. At some point, I'll just start playing in the middle of town. Because please pay attention to me. And that'll be it for my morning activity.
All right. Do you want to do a performance to see whether they like it?
Sure. I rolled pretty well. 23.
23. All right. Yeah. You find that people are enjoying it. Like, are you doing like something where everybody was going to start clapping along, or are you doing something that's soothing and everybody would just come over and sort of lie down on the grass? Like, what sort of song are you playing?
I think, being as it is morning, I will probably do something peppy to get people active.
Okay. There's a lot of clapping and stomping their feet, like they're listening to like a hootenanny or something, like that. They're getting in on it. When you get back to your room, Stonk and Onk are like, huh? Oh, I guess you went out the window. Oh, well. There's breakfast for you. You guys, when you guys are ready, we've got some food set out for you. So eventually everybody's awake and you're all together. Are you going to wait for people to have breakfast, or are you going to go off on your own? Are you going to wake everyone up?
Me? Oh, no, I'll just let them do whatever they want. I'm just going to go get food on my own.
All right. And then Bug wakes up, gets some food if you want, and everybody eventually
Where is the food?
Pardon?
Like brought to us? Where is the food brought to us, or we go?
No, there's like an eating room.
Oh, okay. With other Minotaurs?
There are no other Minotaurs here. You get the idea that where you are is some sort of like guest-like area where they would have, people come and stay in different places. So when people come to trade or whatever, these Stonk and Onk basically explain that they're usually for business people that are coming to try and trade dyes and, food stuffs and things like that. And they put them up here. And sometimes they have 2 or 3 people that, come, representing different guilds at the same time, because they all want to travel together to make it safer, and they just want to be in separate rooms. So they sort of converted these old homes into that.
Hmm.
There's very fresh fruits and some smoked pig meat, like boar, and flavored water.
Just for us? All for us?
Yep.
Ooh, flavored water.
Yeah, like
Fancy.
With fruit cut up in it, or like a sangria of water.
Nice. Yeah.
Why are they so nice to us?
Are you going to ask them that?
I think to myself.
Okay.
I do like a poison inspection.
How do you want to do that? Do you want to do a nature check?
Yeah, nature
Sure.
check, yes.
Sounds good. If you ever want to
Nature.
suggest a different thing, if you want to say like, oh, you know what, I'd rather try and figure out whether the poisoner, like, I'm going to do an insight check to tell whether this person's being too nice when they give it to me.
Well, I got a 6.
6. You can't tell. Looks fine. I mean, you don't even know what most of this fruit is because you're from the mountains, right? So maybe it's not even ripe and it's a prank they're playing on you.
Yes. Okay. I guess I'll hold it up to. I'm gonna hold it up to Boxy and see how he reacts to the food.
Are you giving him like the meat or the fruit?
The fruit.
Okay. He takes like the fruit and just puts it in the box and closes the lid.
Okay. Oh, all right. I guess some for later. What about the meat? I hold up a meat in front of Boxy.
He takes a nibble, spits it out, opens the box. Opens
the box?
Opens the lid.
Oh.
Sorry.
And that's it?
Yeah.
Interesting reaction, Boxy. Well. I guess Are there any... Did Boxy put all of the fruit in the box?
Just the piece that you held out.
I mean, I've probably already been there and eating it, so.
How does it taste? Is it...
Yeah. How does it taste?
Yeah.
Brian?
That's up to you. I don't know how, like, it's fresh fruit and smoked meat. So if you're like, oh yeah, this is really good, you can tell me, like, I'm not going to tell you your character likes oranges.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
You could say, oh, this is...
is what he says.
All right.
Well, okay, well, I guess if we die from this food, we'll all die together, so I'll eat some too. And
you guys already ate fruit last night from these people, so.
Oh, I didn't eat fruit. I just looked at it. I was cautious.
Well, the guinea pigs did.
Oh yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah.
Well, that could be a what's it called? Like a make you feel safe, a trick.
A trap. There.
Now this is the real poison. Just kidding. Okay, I'm eating it.
All right. It is as good as you want it to be. You can be like, oh, I love this fresh fruit, or you can be like, oh, this stuff is weird and I hate it. But it's not poison.
It's delicious. It's the most delicious thing I've ever had, aside from potatoes.
The fruit of the earth.
Pomme de terre.
You guys are kind of surprised by how late it takes the other two. You know, they are asleep an extra long time, but eventually they get up and have their food while you guys have already finished that. And while you're having your food, the priestess Thimerus comes down and she says, I had a vision.
Yes.
I saw a creature, a part bird, like a bird with tentacles and crystals, and it was screaming, and I saw in those crystals eyes looking back at it, and then I saw images of ghost Tabaxi, which to me is Phantom Wall, which is a little bit west of here. It's a town where the ghosts guard it from anything that tries to get in. They don't have a wall of thorns, they have a wall of phantoms that protect it.
Will they let us in if we approach, or is...
If you're good, then yes. If you come to mean harm, they will hurt you.
And we get a boat from there?
No. But you asked, the question was, how can we find out more about what happened to our masters? That's what I was shown. That takes you... You probably instead would want to go north. This would take you west instead. It's up to you where you want to go.
Well, why do we want to go north?
North will take you out to the ocean.
So this is on this island?
Yes.
Oh,
Maybe
well.
day's travel, day and a half. I don't know how fast you
What's the
kids walk.
Oh, okay, walking distance.
Oh, it's on the same island. Oh.
Yes.
What's the phantom?
The phantoms are the ghosts that guard it,
The what? The ghost? The what?
that guard the town.
The guard? Oh, okay. So it's what's the town's name?
Phantom Wall.
Phantom Wall.
Phantom Wall. Okay.
Well, if it's only a day or two, then that seems it's a relatively short detour, no?
And, Loondarial makes suggestions. It was a question, where will we find information? Maybe Loondarial thought that was the closest place. Maybe not the best place.
Mm.
Who are we to question a god, Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We all do. That's the whole point. I mean, faith is not just believing, but questioning and trying to figure out what the messages mean. They don't speak clearly, at least not to me.
Are the town people friendly there?
Yes, we've had... there's one that's come visiting here a few times. It's been quite friendly.
Okay.
Well, I think we should go there. I mean, that is the only clue we have so far.
So, Brian, just to backtrack a little bit, what island did they say this was called? Like, what island are we on?
Just double check here. I believe you're on Sleeping Fire,
Sleeping Fire.
named for the two fairly dormant volcanoes.
Okay.
One of them has become more active. It doesn't erupt, but the one that was here, that's the one that had the purple lava that was making the sky go purple at night, or in the mist.
Because I found the list of the places I've been and visit regularly, and it's not one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for your hospitality. It was really cool of you to put us up and take care of us and everything.
Indeed, you have been the most gracious of us, and Ysburiel just immediately barrels over what Swell is saying. The most gracious of us that we could hope for, considering the circumstances. And you're very charming, and I thank you for the question that you have pitted your god for us. Perhaps we may see you again if we pass back by here on the way back, if once we choose to leave this island.
Very well. I mean, we're not going to leave kids stranded. We're not those types of people.
Well,
Make sure.
is there any way you can prepare us a vehicle?
Well,
I thought I was the entitled one.
if one of you dies, I can bring the skeleton back, and we can get them to push the rest of you around in a wheelbarrow.
Wait,
How's
how do
that
you bring a skeleton back?
Imagine you pick them up and you put them back. Put it in your pack.
Use Loondarial's magic.
Oh.
Just like I brought these Minotaur back. She motions to the skeletons that are decorated with flowers and paint and things.
Do they want to be brought back?
They have no souls. There's nothing in here. It's not like a vampire or a ghoul. This is...
just animated skeletons.
Yes, it's like animating a tree or some sticks.
Can you
But you
animate?
don't have to go and chop down a tree to do it.
Can you animate some sticks for us to be a cart?
No.
No. Okay.
You're asking too much.
Is there anything we can
I'm
do
sorry.
for you to repay the kindness that you've shown us before we leave? Is there anything you would ask of us to do?
Pay it on forward. Be kind to others.
We can. I can do that at least. I think we all can. Yes.
We can do a performance for you.
That's not what we asked for.
Oh. Okay.
Besides, I've already done that.
Yes, I heard. Very nice.
All right. Well, we should be off then. We have a a town to go to.
All right. You guys, anything else you want to do before you leave town?
Do we see the girl that came into our room?
Oh yeah.
You have not spotted her.
Okay.
Should we go find her?
How many rations do we have if we're going to be out in the wilderness for a few days?
You would have whatever you started with. So, like, your masters had always said travel with rations, and you guys were using rations to get wherever your time there. So,
Okay.
if you have a week's written down, then you've got a week's left. I don't know.
Okay.
But also, you and Zip can probably do some foraging along the way. You've seen a number of different sort of fruit trees and things that you recognize well enough that you might be able to get some food. Would
Okay.
slow you down a bit.
And I have a question about that bird's eye ring, the one that Osprey has given me. Does that need to be attuned to?
No, I don't think so.
Cool.
Unless I would have said if it needed to be attuned to.
Oh, okay. All right.
I do have. Oh, I do ask one more thing. Is there any place here or people or some people who have healing potions that we might battle for?
I was afraid you were going to ask for that. Yes, we have a couple of healing potions, but I'm loath to hand them over.
Well, if you,
They're difficult to make.
I've got magic if we need it. I can take care of you for a little bit.
Well, I mean, so without any yet, we were pushed fairly quickly yesterday.
Yeah, that was a series of events that, like, it went, from bad
Will
to
surely
worse.
never happen again.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think about it and I pull out the vial of perfume, and what else do I have? A couple of blocks of incense, and say I do not have much on me, as we were only geared for traveling to the wilderness. You understand? If that is something that you are comfortable giving in exchange for this, then I would be happy to make this trade.
I'm afraid that's not something that we really need in this town. If you have something else, then perhaps I'll consider that. But
What about this decent still life painting of vegetables?
you pull a still life painting out of Boxy and on a canvas frame.
I love it.
She looks at it and goes, "We enjoy art here, but I'm not sure that's worth all the trouble it would cause to make another one of these." Are you
What
guys
do you-
just... Go ahead.
What do you need to make a potion?
A lot of time and ingredients.
What kind of ingredient?
Why don't you ask your masters how to make them?
I mean,
Well, they're not here.
Well, you can go find them.
I think at that we may have outstayed our welcome.
Getting that feeling too.
Okay.
If
Yeah.
you guys want to do something like, I want to make a hard persuasion check, like I just want to, I'm going to go all in and try and persuade her into giving us something, then, you can make a roll.
Yeah. Well, okay. You want to do it?
Okay, I would try. Yeah.
You and Bug were the two that were trying together, so you can try, or Bug can try. Either of you can try if you wanted.
Yeah. Can we make like a double team persuasion to trade the painting for like a sales team to trade this painting?
Yeah, so basically that's why I'm allowing you to make a check, because normally it would be at disadvantage, but I'm making you do a straight roll. You don't get advantage,
Sure.
which you would have gotten if somebody helped you, but now it's just
Right.
one straight roll.
Right.
Okay.
I will go, but look at the quality and craftsmanship of this painting. It is of, I assume it's foreign vegetables, not local vegetables. Or is it?
Yeah. Wait,
Okay.
it's what?
Foreign vegetables that you do
Vegetables.
not see around in this area. It's a sign of the panorama of life that exists elsewhere outside of this little island. And I'm going to. Do you want to do the check, or should I?
Well, I already rolled, and unfortunately,
Oh, you did?
I got a 3. So,
Okay.
can you roll as well, or
No, at this point, yeah.
I mean, I didn't
But
really
it was
see
at
anything.
advantage. It was wait. It wasn't
No,
at
it was a
advantage.
straight roll
just
because
a
it
straight
was a
roll.
disadvantage.
Right.
Yeah. And then working together was advantage, so it's just the other one.
So the still life has a lot of potatoes in it,
Oh, okay.
so it's not necessarily beautiful. The bug likes it, thinks it looks delicious, but it's a hard sell.
Darn it. Okay. Well, I guess we're kicked out then.
You're not kicked out, but she doesn't seem to want to hand over the potions. You know, there are some in the town somewhere, so you guys could try and get them some other way if you're really interested in getting them, or you could head out, or you could something else you wanted to do before you left. I don't know.
I mean, we could. No, I'm not going to say it in front of her.
What is it? Oh,
Um,
mind read it too. What is it?
Think it really hard.
yeah, I think once we've left her presence, I'll suggest it, but not until then. I think what's going to happen from here is she's gonna have us escorted to the edge of the maze and send us on our way, right?
Should we ask her?
Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, should we ask her if she knows about the Sutran's hand, or who Sutran is?
She didn't make any comment about it last night, other than this is an unusual companion.
Oh, okay. We already presented Sutran. All right. Can't think of anything else to ask.
Okay.
So you're out of her presence. If there's something you want to say, Swell.
We can go straight to the person that makes the potions and try barter with them directly instead of. I get the impression that she doesn't like us much, but she's not going to have us killed in this center square or anything, you know.
Do we know who makes the potions?
She
How do
said
we
that she did.
Oh, she makes them. Okay.
I thought you were going to suggest that we steal them.
No.
Yeah.
We would never. Come on.
I mean, I was thinking about it. But then I was like, but
Boxy's
these
already
are-
stolen them for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, did Boxy steal her potions while we were talking?
Are you going to ask Boxy?
Yeah, I'm like, Boxy, did you do what I think you did? Okay, steal her potions. No, okay. All right, yeah, that's good.
Sutran taps you on the shoulder.
Sutran, did you steal the potions?
She grabs some chalk or something from one of your pockets and writes, "Should I?" on the side of a building or something.
The side of a building.
Somewhere, a rock somewhere.
She leads us.
So, no. These people look after us.
No.
They took us in when they didn't have to. They looked after us and made sure we didn't die in a maze.
She tests out, "Should I?" So you can't read it anymore.
I'm tempted because I feel like we need them, but I don't want to take from these people after they've been so kind to us.
Well, and also, more importantly, I'm not sure that the loss of goodwill is worth the benefit of the potion.
Exactly. If we need to retreat somewhere, like if we get stuck out there and we have a bad fight, and we run out of healing, and the only place to go is back here, then they might just turn us away. Say, no, you did a bad thing.
Yeah, No stealing.
Not.
At least for now.
Yeah.
Perhaps that cost-benefit analysis may change in the future.
Do we figure out what's magical about the mirror?
Oh yes, it's a most magnificent mirror.
What does it do?
Yeah.
It shows you all the perfections of your form.
Does
that what
the
it
Ysburiel look
does?
any different at all?
No,
Okay.
Ysburiel looks
It's
as handsome as they did, the first time you met them. They're like all cleaned up and everything. They look, good.
Okay.
it's like possessed.
Okay.
So if there's no further ado, you guys will be escorted all the way out of the maze to the outside of the town by Stonk and Onk. They say, "Oh, good luck, kids. Hope you find what you're looking for. If you guys are coming back and you want to come back into town and you can't find your way through the maze, start yelling or something, and we'll come out and try and find you."
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Wow,
Thank you,
that's
guys.
so nice.
That's
Thank you.
that's really cool.
And then you guys head off. What sort of speed are you guys going to travel at? Like, are you guys so in D&D you have 3 options. You have traveling stealthy so that, other monsters and things aren't going to sneak up on you and you maybe don't accidentally bump into more flame tongue or whatever. Normal pace. Or you can go at super fast. You can you're extra fast and that will get you there faster, but you're more likely to be surprised by something that is waiting for something to come through.
And it was a day and a half away, right? Is that what they said?
Wait,
a
where
large
are we
minute-
going?
a
Are we
large
going to where the boats are?
Are you going to Phantom Wall or are you going to the other place?
Oh, I thought we'd agree to Phantom Wall.
Yeah, I think most of us start walking towards Phantom Wall and Zip's just
Zip
like,
starts walking the other
Like-
way. She's like, wait, where are you guys going? I thought we were going to get on a boat and go back to my island and find
Thunder-
Titus.
Titus
Because
is not gonna be there, okay?
You don't know that. Just because
If
some
Titus was
random
there-
god tells you some
It would've-
nonsense.
Well, but why do you believe that Titus is there?
Where else would he be?
Maybe at the Phantom Wall.
Why would he be there? We've never even been to this island before. There's no reason why he would come here.
I
mean,
have
it's
a
only
question
a
about
day.
the vision that she had. That creature that she said, was it like a big bird with tentacles and gems? Is that kind of like the rough description?
Basically.
Does that sound like a phoenix, like the Phoenix Titan
Uh,
to me? Or does it sound like a different type of creature?
do an intelligence check.
Okay, just straight intelligence?
Sure.
-1. Here we go.
Mm.
It's not a natural one, but it's a 1.
A dirty one.
Yeah, a dirty 1.
You're like, yep. Sounds exactly like the Phoenix you knew.
Yeah, I think it was the Phoenix that she saw in a vision, which is one of the Titans.
Who
What?
cares about her vision? Her vision is nonsense. Why do you believe her?
Because she has no reason to lie to us.
She might
I
be
mean,
sending us
see-
on a goose chase for sure.
Seems pretty convoluted for a lie. She
Yeah.
saw a bunch of stuff. Why would she say all these random things?
If she wanted
Yes.
us dead, she could have just killed us and then brought us back to life as skeletons.
Like, don't you guys want to go home? Why do you want to go to this town? Like, if you
I
go
want to
home,
find-
then you'll find your masters. You
I
won't
want to
find
find
them at this
Ansels
other
first.
ghost town.
I think answers are more important than the masters.
Yeah.
If we
Well-
go back to your home, that gets you there, but the rest of us, we're not home. You're home.
Titus will be able to contact your masters.
How far is your house right now?
Well,
It's
on
a
one
lot-
of the other islands.
It's so much farther. If we go to your house and then we don't find answers, we still have to go back. This
I
is
mean, at
just
most, it would take 2 to 3 days to get here.
And you want to spend 2 to 3 days walking through the jungle?
Of course not, but it's better than going somewhere. At least there is a possibility of answers instead of a boat trip to someone else's home that could lead to absolutely nothing.
Or it could lead to answers as well.
We don't
Just
know
because
that, though,
some
and there was a lesser
god
likeliness.
didn't tell you doesn't mean that there's not going to be answers there. My sister could be there. Titus could be there.
Well, I don't care about your sister or about Titus.
Well, I don't care about your stupid ghosts.
Well,
Very well. And I'm gonna start walking.
yeah, I think we've all decided, except for you, that we're going to the ghost cat place. So, I mean, it's going to be safer if you come along. For you, and us.
Plus, it will be fun.
I'm not gonna go.
You're not gonna
I'm
go?
gonna walk off in the other direction.
Should we flip a coin? Or an iron pot?
Chamber
Flip
pot.
an iron pot.
Do I have a coin? Do we want to decide by a coin? Or are you pretty set that's not where you want to go?
I'm pretty set.
Zip, come on. We gotta... This seems like the direction that our adventure is taking us. We have to... We can't just, like, run back to our houses and be like, I'm home, this is safe, like, we're in it
But
now.
that's the point of the trial, is to get
no,
home.
This isn't a trial. Our masters are dead. They're gone.
They're not dead. That's ridiculous.
They haven't contacted any of us.
Why would they?
This isn't a trial, Zip.
It is a trial. What
It's
else
not.
could it possibly be?
It's not. We are on our own, and we've only got each other to rely on.
Aren't you curious?
I've stopped halfway, and when he says that, and I'm like just facing away, just listening.
The way forward is to this village, and if there's nothing there, there's nothing there. We go find a boat, and then let's go back to your place. But we might have some answers at this place, this ghost Tabaxi phantom zone or whatever.
I just don't think that these ghosts are going to be able to tell us anything.
No, not the ghost. There's going to be someone there that can help us. Maybe. And if they can't, then let's go get on a boat and we can take you home and you can see your sister and
I don't
everything will be
need you
fine.
to take me home. I can get myself home.
All right.
Well, maybe you can go home, and then if your master's there, you can call us and let us know.
Zip doesn't have any magic. She can't do that.
What about your music device?
I don't think it works like that.
They're iPods, not iPhones. A few years before that'll get developed.
Or a pigeon? Pigeon letter?
Send us a pigeon. I say, well, I don't want you to go off on your own, but everyone else is going this way.
Fine, go that way then.
Okay, I'll start walking. Follow Ysburiel.
I mean, should we go with Zip and go to her home?
There is nothing stopping us from going to her home after we have been to Phantom Wheel.
I tried to tell her that, but she won't listen.
Okay, well, what if Zip can go on home? We go to Phantom Wall, and then Zip draws a map of how to get to her home, and then we'll find her at home.
Just print out some map quest directions, and then we'll figure it out.
I'll just text you.
What's your address so we know?
Just give us this address so we can put it to Google Maps or to island maps.
To island, island.
I turn around to Zip and say, look at it this way. If you're right, you would have the satisfaction of telling us, I told you so, in a few days' time. If we are right, then we find some answers. So either way, it's a win-win for you.
Fine. I
then
suppose somebody has to keep you alive while you're going to fight ghosts or whatever. I don't even know what kind of answers you're looking for there.
Neither do we. That's why we are going.
This is so stupid. I
Yay.
can't believe I have to babysit a bunch of jerks, dorks.
Yay.
Do make the best cannon for them.
And on that note, the heroes walk off together, grumbling into the forest. And we're going to pause there for a week off. I believe we're all meeting back next Tuesday again. Everybody good for Tuesday next week?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So it's regular scheduled Tuesday at 8.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us on another wonderful adventure of Magical Marker. Let's do our outros. Start with Caitlin this time.
Hi, goodbye. I've been Caitlin, playing Zip. You can follow me on Instagram at Caitlin_major, where I occasionally post Magical Marker fan art. I haven't this week because I've been away, but more will be incoming.
Passing it over to...
Passing it over to Matt.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I've been Matt playing Swell. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. You can find me online at mkhottie on Instagram and Twitter, and spacepirates.com. Pirates spelled with a Y instead of an I. But yeah, cheers. And then Boya.
Thanks for watching. My name is Boya, and you can find my stuff Boya_son at Instagram and my website, which is also boyason.com. And Priscilla.
I've been playing Ysburiel, and you can find me on Twitter at autumnflame or on the web at priscillakim.com, which should be under my name right there. And yeah, thanks for joining us.
And I'm Brian, and you can find me at McLaughlin Brian on Twitter. And yeah, I had a lot of fun this week. I enjoyed rendering still life with no reference.
I was gonna say those are some very luscious tubers.
I can't believe they didn't want that still.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing.
And yeah, you guys did a lot of fun drawings this week. I enjoyed seeing all the we had a lot of character moments this week, not a lot of danger, and you guys drew the heck out of all the expressions of your characters. It was a lot of fun to watch. We hope you enjoyed watching too, and if you did, tell people about us and spread the word that there's a Dungeons and Dragons and Drawings live stream or VOD that they should be checking out. We'll catch you next week, hopefully, and may you draw out your inspiration now. May you draw on your inspiration. Anybody have anything yet? No. All right.
Let's draw out these credits. Let's.
All right. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.